here with Weekly Review. Today we're going to be doing a review on God of War collection. We're going to be doing a two-part review. We're going to be showing off the first God of War on the first video that y'all are watching right now, and then we're going to be doing a second video on God of War 2. So this is basically a whole review smashed into two parts. So unfortunately I'm not able to do it on one whole video. So anyway, we're going to go first start off with the original God of War. Now, if you've never played God of War, let me just tell you a couple things about it. Number one, this game is bloody. It is very bloody. Now, if you're not over the age of 18, you do not need to be playing this game. So, just a little reminder. Now, basically, you have your very beginning screen. You have your new game, load modes, options, and you have your treasures. When you beat the game the first time, you unlock a bunch of different treasures, like it tells you about the making of God of War trailers, the credits, the lead scenes, so on and so forth. Now we're going to go to a load game, or one of the load games, and I'm going to tell you all basically about the controls, or at least on one of the games I already have pre-saved, because the other one that y'all just saw a second ago, that is one I've already beaten. Now I'm playing on normal mode, and there are, I believe, 4 different levels for this, including chaotic, which is an extremely hard mode. So this is basically your character Kratos. He is a warrior of Spartan, and he is a tough sumbitch. Now you have different types of blades that you can use. You have your blades of chaos, which are the ones you have right here. You can use light attacks pressing the square button. You have your triangle button to use for strong attacks. You can actually hold down the triangle and basically perform like a lift move against your enemies to kind of lift them up in the air, and then you can strike them even more. Now, this game was first released on the PS2, and I mean, at first when you look at it, I mean, it really doesn't look like a PS2 game. I mean, it looks a little bit higher than a PS2 usually should carry, but that's the thing that surprised me, because the first time I started playing this, I really got myself into it, because I mean, there's a lot of action in this game. So there's lots of explosions, there's lots of incredible power-ups, but there's a whole lot of great storytelling in this game, because it goes back all the way from ancient Greek mythology. Like, you have everything from like Cyclopses to dragons to the Olympians like Zeus and Hercules and all that stuff. But basically, you have certain objectives where you have to open up doors. Like, it'll give you an icon on the bottom of the screen. Like, you have to press R2 and hold it down to open doors. And like, we're right now in the rooftops of Athens. You can basically climb onto vines, and you can press on the X button to go up on them quicker. And you just use your directional buttons, your analog sticks, to move around your characters. But basically, the whole story revolves around that you are Kratos, the God of War, and your Spartan brothers have basically been defeated, or about to be defeated, and so are you, about to be killed. You suddenly call upon one of the God of War, Ares, who comes down and relieves you of your pain to basically make it so you don't die and your opponent dies. Now, of course, when you do this, you actually do not know that you're being controlled by Ares, the God of War. So basically, you become basically a madman, and you actually kill your own family and stuff. So the story is very sad in a way, but it also has a type of action to it. Now this is one of the little cutscenes that opens up, and we're going to be seeing some cutting up in a minute. Got a little bit of blood there. Then we got a nice little guy right here we're going to have to cut up. Now you have also different types of magic spells as well. If you go to your start button, you can basically sum through all the different types of power-ups and stuff that you have. You can basically level them up with the red orbs that you obtain from basically defeating your enemies. And you can use them on certain ones like, say, if we want to increase Medusa's gaze, we just go ahead and press on the X button to fill it up, and then whatever is filled up on this portion right here, you basically used all that to fill up for the gauge. Now each weapon has a certain amount of abilities that it gains when you reach a certain level, like I'll show you in just a moment. Like when we use Medusa's gaze, you can actually go ahead and turn all of your enemies into stone. This is Poseidon's Rage. This is basically like a lightning attack, but it is damn powerful. It is a very powerful attack. Now one of the things you're going to want to make sure about is that you're watching everything that's going on screen. Now basically you just heard Athena basically say, "Thrive your blades, Kratos." Now basically this little gauge right here on the side, on the right side, is basically your Spartan gauge. You can unlock this and activate it by pressing on your analog sticks and tapping on the R3 and the L3 buttons, and basically letting out like a crap load of attacks. And I mean, like, some of these are really, really powerful. They'll take out almost anything. Now you have also some really cool little techniques, like when you have these icons appear, it'll tell you you can press on the square button or the O button or anything like that. So if you're facing off against a boss, you will see those very often. So you'll want to keep an eye on what icons you need to use, because if you don't watch what icons are on the screen, you basically pummel back and you lose a little bit of life and your magic and stuff like that. So try to use your magic as often as you can, but try to be a little strategic with it, because I mean there are some enemies in this game that are extremely hard to get magic power from. Now you can dodge by just pressing on the R stick, on the R3 stick. You can just dodge by pressing that, and you will want to dodge against these guys because they come up and they just literally pound the crap out of you. And as you can see, I'm getting pounded. Now though, on this version I'm playing right now, or not the version, I died. I'm actually playing on the hard mode, and I will tell you one thing: you should not feel ashamed at all if you're playing this the very first time and you're playing on easy. Do not feel ashamed at all, because as you go on through the other levels of the game get really hard really quickly. So you're gonna want to be on your toes with your combinations and everything, so make sure that you're watching everything that's going on screen, because every time you get hit you take a lot of damage compared to what you would on easy mode. So, but the game is really awesome. I think it has a lot of cool play mechanics. I mean, it really takes full effect of the PlayStation 3 controller. Even though there's no motion sensing ability in the game, you have a lot of techniques, like you can jump really high. In the second God of War, you actually can make it so you have wings. You take Icarus's wings, and I'll mention that later in the part 2 review of this. But God of War is a really cool title. If you haven't played any of the other ones, definitely play through this one first, of course, so you'll understand the story. But the game has a lot of great play mechanics. It has pretty cool graphics for a PS2, or at least when it came out in the PS2. This one has it so it's basically in high definition. But the really cool thing I liked about this title is just the story. The story is very well done. The characters are very, very lively. They don't seem like they're just sluggish or anything like that. They're all very lively. Even Kratos himself, I love the voice actor for Kratos. He did a perfect job on that. So, thank you guys for watching the first portion of my God of War collection review. Stay tuned for part 2, and I will be reviewing God of War 2. Thank you guys, and have a good one.